So, yeah, squeeze on in. Talk to the camera. Let's get everybody's pretty faces in there. What's up? Attitude Nation, I know you have been waiting for me today. We had a little traffic issue coming in from downtown. Our superstar, Sarah Jones, is here with WTHR. And the wonderful Sally Bindley is here as well. And we're here to talk to you today on our live about School on Wheels. As part of Global Attitude Awareness Month, we try to highlight as many 501c3 not-for-profits as we can, people that move the needle for people in need, people that share the attitude of learning. And boy, School on Wheels does that. So if we can, let's bring on Sally. Sally, tell us a little bit about School on Wheels and what they do and who they help and all that good stuff.
Okay. So School on Wheels was founded 19 years ago, and our goal is to provide tutoring and academic wraparound services for kids who are homeless, pre-K through high school.
Awesome. And how long has School on Wheels been around again?
19 years.
Fantastic. And so how many kids do you help? So the bottom line is kids who are homeless, kids who are challenged, that do not have the platform, that maybe don't have the help, the money, the time, the space to learn. This is what you're providing. Tell us how that works. Is there a space that they go to? Tell us about your volunteers and what they do.
Okay, so pre-pandemic, we have 18 partners right now. So we work with schools and shelters where the kids are living, schools where the kids are attending. And we do have learning space at each one of our locations. We come in and help their kids with homework. We help their kids help the kids get ahead. We have a parent program so that we can help parents be comfortable in the school setting. School choice is a really big thing in Indianapolis, and a lot of homeless parents don't know how to navigate that system or how to find quality, childcare, preschools. And so we really want to help the parents be the best educational supporters for their kids. And then we utilize over 400 volunteers to help us with our tutoring every week and pre-pandemic. And we see about 400 kids a year. Now, once COVID hit, we kind of had to change things around quite a bit, and had to pause our in-person volunteering, but our staff of 23 was still working with our kids and families in person safely following every protocol. But it was not a time for us to stop our programs.
And one thing too about these kids is, pre-pandemic, I met some of the kids that were in the program that used to be students and then became tutors. And there was a situation of domestic violence, for example. So they had a house, they were living there, but because of domestic violence had to move to a shelter. And post-pandemic, it could really be anyone. There's a single mom who was taking care of her child, and then e-learning happened, right?
Yes.
So she has to be home for her kid as a single parent.
Yes.
And then she ends up having to quit her job to take care of her child. Now she's living in a shelter. And we saw that with so many families, and School on Wheels is the one consistency that can help with internet connection, help them get that tutoring, and close that gap that so many kids are susceptible to in the pandemic, especially those that are dealing with homelessness.
Yeah, that is so important. Now, School on Wheels isn't just in Indianapolis, right? There are several chapters, as I understand it, around America. Is that correct?
So there are other School on Wheels programs in 2 other locations. One is in Los Angeles, one is in Boston.
Okay.
We are all separate 501c3s
All
because homeless populations vary by city, by state.
Right.
The shelter system is different. The educational system is different. And so we all kind of try to work together to share best practices, but really everything is customized to the location, to the kid, to the family.
Nice.
And we're really lucky in Indianapolis, again, as I said, because school choice is a great option. So our kids, regardless of their housing situation, have some very good options, and our parents feel empowered to make sure that their kids can be in the best learning environment that fits their kids' needs.
And so these things do not happen without funding and without fundraisers. And I know in our chat box, we have live links so you're able to donate. So anybody who's watching that wants to help the children of Indianapolis who are homeless, who are challenged, who don't have the resources it takes to learn. And let's be honest, it's education that is going to bring people out of poverty. It's education that's going to bring us out of all the challenges that we face as a community. And I sure hope you take a second to click on that link and donate some money and participate in the fundraiser. Do you want to tell us a little bit about it's a virtual fundraiser, as I understand? I'd love to hear a little bit about it.
Well, Sarah and I are working together again for the second year on our education celebration, which is next Thursday night. So she will be our host. Sarah has been terrific following our programs, following our kids, really getting to know us so much. So we really wanted Sarah to share in our story how we got through the last year and what is next on deck. So Sarah, do you want to add?
Yeah, it's just one of those programs where, as a reporter, I cover a lot of programs, but when you see a program that works and you see how well it works, and I agree with you 100%, education is the equalizer,
Yes.
that levels the playing field. So when you see something like that, you're like, how can I get involved?
Right.
What can I do? How can I help? And I've seen how the kids, having a kid tell me that just having someone believe in them at a time when their world was disrupted by moving to a shelter because of job loss or domestic violence or whatever the situation, having someone say, you can still do it. And some of these kids before being in that situation are straight A students.
Wow.
And the number of kids that are able to move on to a grade or graduate when they're in homelessness is very low. But with you guys, 98% have been able to move on or graduate.
That's so great.
These kids are worrying about adult issues. And because of School on Wheels, they're able to focus on their academics, which is a key to the future for them.
I love this. So guys, if you like what you're hearing, please like this, please share it out. All those people that say, get in my group, hit share and send it to those groups so they see this. How many kids are counting on School with Wheels?
School on Wheels.
School on Wheels. How many kids right now are counting on School on Wheels? Like how many kids are engaged in what you're doing right now? It's none, plus or minus.
Well, I'd say right at this very minute, a couple hundred.
Wow, that's a lot.
So we were able to connect with a lot of kids remotely, even if we weren't able to be with them in person.
Mm-hmm.
So that has been helpful. And, when COVID hit, it did allow us to look at what needs do these families have, and technology was the biggest one.
Right.
And so we were able to get technology, whether it was MiFi cards, Chromebooks, or iPads, into the hands of all of our kids.
That's
so that
incredible.
they could do remote learning.
Mm-hmm.
And before remote learning was a thing, we would go to the office and we would copy packets for every kid and drop it off on their doorstep with food. So you just do what you need to do. But if people want to learn more about School on Wheels, they can join us at 7:00 next Thursday night.
Cool.
And we will be broadcasting our education celebration live, where we will be showing videos that will kind of demonstrate how we've gotten through the last year and the important partners and how it really is a community effort to end homelessness and to help these kids.
That's great. So I know, Sarah, you are an experienced TV gal. We got about one more minute. Anything else that you'd like to say? And I'd also like to maybe put a link in. There are people I know that will see this that want to help, that want to donate time, whatever. I'd love to know how to do that. And then we'll finish up and try to stay under 10 so we can post on LinkedIn. Ready, go.
I would just say that anyone is susceptible to having housing issues, especially in the pandemic, especially with job loss. School on Wheels makes sure the kids don't fall behind. That Wi-Fi card you mentioned, there was a mom that was driving from hotel to hotel to go to like coffee shops to get Wi-Fi, and because of School on Wheels, her kid could do the learning outside, and they make sure it's safe for COVID. And this is just so that kids don't fall behind. We want this next generation to not have an unemployment issue because they didn't get the education that they needed.
Love it.
Right. And I think the pandemic is really causing learning loss for all kids, regardless of housing situation. So our need for volunteers, in-person tutoring when we resume in the fall with the vaccines, you and I are safe to be out and about. So we really will need volunteer tutors. So we would love for people to go to our website, attend our virtual event so that they can sign up, because we will have more kids that need our services than ever. And again, it's a community effort. We cannot do this without caring people in the community that share our message like you.
Thank you.
Share a message like you, and then join us in this great work.
And I want to do a special shout out to Dave Marbaugh.
Yes.
Everybody who's watching this probably on my feed knows Dave, and we're over 10, but don't worry about it. It's okay. This isn't WTHR, right? So we're okay. And I can trim or do whatever. But David Marbaugh, thank you for bringing this to the University of Attitude and Attitude Month. And boy, I hope next year we can do Attitude Fest with you. Let's take a look. We have a couple people that have come in. Mr. Adam Roach, he's watching in North Carolina. Adam, thank you for checking us out and saying what's going on. Maureen's going, what is the website? So give it to me and I'll type it in our comments.
Okay, it is indieschoolonwheels.org.
Okay, schoolonwheels.org. Okay, boom. So there's the link right there. It just went out to everybody. If anybody has any questions they'd like to ask Sally and Sarah, that's cool. We'd love to answer anything. But I know, especially kids in the Big Brother and Big Sister programs, this feels a lot like that, to be able to work and engage with the youth of Indianapolis. It's just so much fun and it's so rewarding. So
it's that mentoring piece. It's that one person that's consistent in our kids' life that shows up every single week, helps them with their homework, talks to them about their goals. And we hear time and time again from our kids. It was this School on Wheels tutor. It was this person. It was Miss Amy. It was Miss whatever that really helped me stay on track when everything was kind of falling apart. So it is academic support, but it's personal connection.
yes.
That really is what happens in that tutoring room.
Yeah, the donate's good, but let's face it, a lot of you people don't have money. I know it, but you got time. We can always make more money, but we cannot make more time. It looks like we got some fans showing up. You know Tom Jennings, Sally. What's up, Tom Jennings? Good to see you. I love it. I love it. Make sure you hit donate and make sure you get in there. And then our next person, Clark Millman. Hey, Clark, thanks so much for checking in with us at the University of Attitude. We're on every day at 3 o'clock. You know Clark, he's one of your peeps.
He's one of my peeps.
Way to go, Clark. Thank you for all you're doing for what we're doing with School on Wheels. So if anybody else wants to chime in, we'd love to bring you up. If anybody has questions, we'd like to bring you up. If not, we're probably going to wrap it up because I know you guys got a lot to do. God loves Sarah, just like got off the air, risked her life to come here.
Right.
I know she broke some traffic records probably. But you know what, ladies, thank you for what you do because you're making a real difference. And I know that if you get on, it's next Thursday at 7, right?
Yep.
Next Thursday at 7, we got the link. Let's help our kids, guys. If you want to boost your attitude, right? This is what Attitude Awareness Month is. And number 10 is be a part of something bigger than you. And there is nothing better than helping educate a child. I mean, there just isn't anything better in my book. So I want to thank Sally. I want to thank Sarah. If you guys want to wrap, or are we good?
I just want to say one other thing. The quality of the tutoring is amazing because the first day, this was pre-COVID, and I was in one of the shelters and they were tutoring the kids. And there was like this little tiny thing. She couldn't be like more than 7 or 8, counting to double and triple digits.
Wow.
And that was just so impressive. I mean, these are kids that want to work hard in school. Their parents are supportive in bringing them there. So why not do whatever you can to help provide those tools for them to succeed, whether it's through monetary donation or volunteering with your time.
For sure.
I love it. Great. Well said. All right, Sally, anything else?
I just want to thank people for tuning in. And I have been an educator my entire life. So I would be remiss if we went off the air and I didn't give people homework. So anyone who is tuning in today, if you could share this with one other person, something you learned about homelessness, something you learned about School on Wheels. If people don't talk about homeless education, if people don't talk about homeless kids in a positive way, how we're helping them succeed, how we're breaking all kinds of barriers, then we can't do this work. So everyone out there, you've got a homework assignment on a Saturday afternoon. I'm so sorry. But just tell one other person. And if that person tells one other person, that's how we get volunteers. That's how our kids feel supported. And I would thank you for that.
All right.
There's no grade. There's no grade on the homework.
That's right. Well, hey, and share this video. And one of my favorite, Laura Unkis up in Noblesville Schools. Laura has been in education for years. Laura, it's great to see you. Thank you for checking in with us. All of you guys, it's been quite a month. I'm so honored that you follow me and participate in Global Attitude Awareness Month. We know that you can't win in your life, you cannot win in your business, and you cannot win in your relationships unless you win in your mind first. And we are trying to help people win in their mind, especially our homeless kids. This is Glenn Bill from the University of Attitude, signing off with the great Sarah Jones and Sally Bentley. And we will see you tomorrow at 3 o'clock to give you the attitude boost you need. Thank you so much all for coming. Please help us donate, share this out. We'll see you later. Bye-bye. All right.